Chrissy here from PopCultureMadness.com and ConcertBlogger.com, backstage at Rock on the Range with Oleander. Thank you guys so much for joining me. How are you enjoying your day so far?
Awesome. It's nice to be around friends. We haven't seen many of them in a long time.
So you guys just recently released the new album. How's the feedback been?
It's been phenomenal. It was released 1 month to the day. 1 month ago to the day. It's been great. Obviously, fans that have been with us throughout our entire career, they love the record. What's more interesting for us is seeing how new fans are gravitating towards us on a daily basis. It's just a real nice return.
No, I'm good. I'm not sure if this is my good side or if this is my good side. So I'm really trying to, I got the camera over there and I'm not really quite sure if I should be like this, like that.
He's ambidextrous, ladies.
He's
ambidextrous, ladies.
So what do you enjoy the most about playing these large festival environments like Rock on the Range versus smaller club shows?
You mean besides the catering?
That's right.
The catering is phenomenal.
The catering.
No, I mean it's great. You get on a big stage, you get in front of a lot of people. That's what we live for as musicians. We get to play our favorite music, which is our own, and in front of sometimes a grateful audience, sometimes hostile. It doesn't matter. Indifference is the enemy, ma'am.
I'm feeling hostility from the judge of judging what I'm hearing.
They're making me angry. They're making me angry.
I'm glad this room's not red.
Yeah.
Because that would make me even angrier.
So what's been one of your best or worst touring moments or memories?
I can tell you what Tom's worst touring moment was about 30 minutes after about 3 pitchers of beer at Hooters, and
on a belly full of Xanax. Not a good combination.
And doing an interview, a phoner interview from underneath a trailer on a mound of fire
home
ants.
and laying
Fire
on top
ants.
of a mound of fire ants.
We say this interview is still in existence somewhere?
What's that?
There's an archive of this interview somewhere?
It's called the High Road to Hooters.
It is.
If you want to look it up, it's
Google
called
it.
the High
That's
Road
right.
to Hooters. One of my finer moments. And I listen. I would definitely have to say that was a low point in my existence.
Yeah, it kind of sounds like it, but I'm sure that we're going to have a bunch of people dig this out.
But it was fun.
So, what I love so much is the honesty and imagery that's put forth in your music. And, how important is that to keep, with the theme of writing when you guys sit down in the studio?
Well, I've always, from a lyrical perspective, we work on lyrics together. We work on the music together. We've always tried to kind of just use the platform to give people an inside look as to what we go through on a daily basis. It's a lot easier for us to write about things that we experience than to try to, make things up. So
The thing is if your lyrics and your music isn't honest, it's going to be transparent. And people are going to see right through it. And, we come from a place where, we just want to be real. And that sounds cliche, but...
No, we keep it real, yo.
Yo.
We keep it real, yo. Real.
That was totally unnecessary.
Sorry.
So, I agree with you there because, on a personal level, I look at music as a universal language we can all speak and understand, even if we take different messages away. Is there anything in particular you hope your music will say to listeners?
Obviously we hope that it connects with everyone on a personal level. That's really why we all got into this in the first place. But, I'm always interested in how they interpret what we've written. And it's almost always different than what we had intended. So, part of the juice for us being in venues like this or just being out on the road is getting to meet the individuals that have purchased the album, that like the album, that understand it, and find out what it means to them.
So what's it like for you guys to kind of go back and revisit a lot of your older material? How much of that is working its way into your set now?
Oh, well, it's the foundation for our set. We have enough material now, a large enough body of work to where, there's no filler in the show. We've got enough to draw upon that are, quality songs, and a lot of them people know, so that makes for a good show.
It makes it difficult to make a set list because
I can only imagine.
We end up having to, chop songs.
Especially when we're debating whether or not we're going to play Sweet Home Alabama or, Mr. Saturday Night Special, That's a tough one. That is tough.
So can you talk about the album title, Significance, Something Beautiful?
It really comes down to we're all looking for moments in our lives throughout the day that provide meaning in our lives. Get what drives us to get to the next day. Because Lord knows there's enough chaos and complication involved for all of us. And that was really a place where this entire album was written. I mean, we're just trying to find those moments in life where we can sit back and go, it was worth it.
So how much material came out of the recording session? I mean, so this is about 10 years in the making for you guys, right?
Yeah, but we were really only working on the album for about a year and a half, and it wouldn't have taken that long, except for that we really felt like we had the luxury of time. We had all the time in the world, and we took advantage of it. I'd say we wrote about 15 songs, 11 on the album. We've held some over for B-sides and the next one.
We did it in a very unconventional way this time. We wrote 4 songs and then we recorded 4 songs. We weren't always in the room at the same time. We really just kind of dissected the tunes. Rich, our producer down in Pasadena, who's also our guitarist now, picked things apart. It was really unconventional the way we did things, and that's probably why it took a little bit longer.
And it's also why it sounds as good as it does. I mean, in my opinion, it's our best album. And I think that that's a byproduct of the fact that we had zero pressure from outside influences, and we were able to just get in the room and write.
Would you recommend that that's the way to do it now? I mean, so many bands struggle with so many label pressures and, all different, even genre pressures and things like that. And I don't think it really matters anymore, but that's kind of my opinion.
It doesn't matter. However, whatever it takes, whatever conditions it takes to write your best material, that's what you need to do.
It's the expensive way.
Oh, yeah, it's expensive.
How do you guys feel about the uprise of social media now? Because you've probably witnessed the way, throughout the career of how things have changed now from what they used to be.
Well, just think about this. Social media when we were coming up was how many people can you meet while you're at a venue? I mean, social media was touring. I honestly feel like we have an opportunity to reach a much broader audience of individuals that never get to make it out to Rock on the Range or any of these shows that we get to play. At the same time, it's a bit daunting. It takes a lot of effort, and you've got to stay on top of it. And, we're up for the challenge, that's for sure.
And since he's OCD, he's really good at it.
Yeah, I am. I'm already freaking out. I haven't been on Facebook in 10 minutes.
It's one of those things where it's quite addictive, but I think the other downside to it is a lot of that shroud of mystery that was around rock and roll has been lifted, and so everybody's so accessible 24 hours a day.
Do you? I mean, I don't know. I think we're in an era of being personable, and I think that people would much rather get to know their artists and feel like they have something in common with them, and the only way that you do is being in touch with them. One of the things that we've always prided ourselves on is accessibility. Back in the day when we were touring and that was it, I mean, we were literally the band that would be walking around the crowd shaking hands as often as possible, and I enjoyed that. We still do that, but now we get to do it online as well.
I know, that's the truth. I mean, I always hate it when you think a band is afraid of their audience, or they're afraid to get down and dirty and shake hands and do the stuff with the crowd. And it's always refreshing to see that too out of the market.
Yeah, I totally agree. That's just never been our bag.
Absolutely. So what are the plans for after Rock on the Range here? Where does the rest of 2013 take you guys?
Listen, we're going to be very busy. There's no doubt about it. We just released an album that we love. We're going to be promoting that album throughout the year. We've got a tour with Three Doors Down in Daughtry coming up. We're going to do a couple of weeks. They're very good friends of ours. We can't wait to do that. We have a few other high-profile tours and opportunities that are being negotiated now, but there's no doubt in my mind that we're going to be very busy, and we're going to have an opportunity to get back around the country and hopefully international locations and shake hands with a lot of people.
Is there any areas that you haven't visited yet that you'd like to?
Kazakhstan. Kazakhstan is.
I would like to go to Alaska.
We never made it to Alaska.
Yeah,
we never made it to Alaska.
I want to go to Alaska. Damn it.
Yeah. Well, listen, we'll play anywhere, anytime, and hopefully this album and the cycle of this album takes us places we've never been before. Because that's also part of the fun of touring,
Well, hopefully we will see you in our neck of the woods up in Philadelphia, and definitely best of luck on the album cycle and everything.
Gotta get back to the Electric Factory.
Yes.
Back to the Electric Factory.
So I can flip that guy up.
That's a hint, by the way.
Cut my hair. The last time we were at the Electric Factory, somebody commented on my long hair.
And we kicked his ass out. We sent him out on a rail. You don't say that to our bass player. You definitely don't say, well, I'm on drugs.
Great. Well, I want to thank you guys so much for taking a few minutes to speak with me. I appreciate it.
Thank you.
Thank you.
Appreciate it.
Thanks.
Hey, thanks.